I'm Jessica.
And I'm Scott. Today we are reviewing Snowden.
From Oliver Stone. So initially, my overall impressions about this movie, I think it's really important. I think everybody should go see it. I'm not sure if I'm going to see it
Again.
Yeah.
It's like Benjamin Button. Once you see it once, it's a great movie, but you don't need to see it again. And I can't go as far to say this is a great movie, because it's made by Oliver Stone, but it's a good movie and it's a great story that everyone should be able to at least understand, especially if you're an American, because it plays very hard on both sides, and you realize that this guy, it's not Democrat, Republican, left, right, it's a guy who's just an American and saw that people in power of both sides, doesn't matter if it was President Bush, President Obama, were doing a disservice to the American people, and he did something because someone had to at least do something to get the conversation going.
I think this is a really good film to pair with Citizen 4. What Citizen 4 lacks in in storytelling, this makes up for it. It does ring a little bit high on sentiment because they want to humanize Edward Snowden as much as possible. So there's a lot of cute little scenes with Shailene Woodley, who plays Lindsay Mills, Edward Snowden's longtime girlfriend.
She's not a very good actress. But that's not the point of her role. And with the humanizing Snowden, it's just the fact that we have a very monotone man that people, throw shade at for being robotic, But he's not. He's a regular guy who was raised with conservative values, with a liberal girlfriend, and they really, in the beginning, make you think, oh no, they're going to make it look like he was brainwashed by this liberal girl. Oh no. And really you realize it's the things that he witnessed and saw, the corruption that made him make a choice to do what he thought was the right thing to do, and it was the right thing to do.
Yeah, like we said, this film kind of coincides with the ACLU's decision to promote a petition to get Snowden pardoned by the U.S. government. While we're both pretty hesitant on seeing that would happen, I don't think that's going to happen.
No.
But it hopefully does change the public's opinion about Edward Snowden and the service that he did for us, since the main message for him is that we actually engage in this conversation about surveillance and our lives in the internet. So overall, I will say this movie is worth watching. Plot-wise, there were a lot of really great moments in the plot when it comes to the actual retrieval and extraction of this information.
Data, yeah.
Oh man, great plot points.
And it's a beautifully shot movie. It really is.
There are lots of little bokeh shots, and so the cinematography is pretty nice, especially in some of the scenes that take place in Hong Kong. Just some really great work.
I would also just like to add that if you've seen Citizen 4, this is the same story. At least you understand the story. This movie's more for people like me, not even like me. I saw Citizen 4, and we both did, found it incredibly boring, but it's a great story. Now it's put in a format that we can actually take in. It's a long movie, and it's a long story. Long story.
There's no loose ends. You really feel like there's a complete story, and it does get you more into the details of Edward Snowden's life and how he would, of all of the events that led up to that fateful weekend in Hong Kong. So overall, I think the acting was pretty decent.
Other than Shailene Woodley,
Joseph Gordon-Levitt sounds just like Edward Snowden.
You get Nick Cage, and it's not a bad movie.
Yeah, big ups, Nick Cage did a really good job. He was our favorite part, and he's actually the reason why a bunch of our friends are watching it, because we told them Nick Cage was in it. If you look at the trailer, he's not in the trailer, but you see his name, and that was enough for us to get amped. Some of the negatives were probably a little bit of the sentiment, like I said. They kind of whitewashed Lindsay Mills' story. She wasn't just this dilettante that just dicked around and did nothing. She's an artist, she's an acrobat, she has a life, but they had to spare her story for the sake of making her boyfriend look like a superhero, which he kind of was.
Well, yeah, but that's also another thing on the negatives is you can't go into this movie thinking, oh, this is Edward Snowden, the spy thriller. This is a dramatization of the actual events that took place.
Definitely a biopic.
And it's long and it's slow, but everything is just so important. And the fact that I went in expecting some sort of propaganda to the left or right, and it's neither. It is a middle ground about one man making what he thought was the best possible choice given the circumstances and the information that he had. And I personally think he's a patriot. He did something for all of us. All of us. Now we all know the government's been spying on us, and we know this as fact. I mean, that's a public service if there ever was one.
Do you think this movie will win any awards or be a contender for anything?
I was thinking about does he get an Oscar nomination or Golden Globe nomination because of just the simple fact that he nailed the voice?
Oh, yeah.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Yeah, he nailed the voice of Edward Snowden.
In humanizing a rather internal, introspective, secretive dude. Which was something that Citizen 4 could not do, even though it did receive accolades for its bravery and storytelling.
Although, I mean, is it going to be considered, one of the best acting roles of the year? I mean, we're yet to see.
Yeah.
But he does a really good job. You forget you're watching, the guy from 30 Rock from the Sun, and you really start to believe you're watching Edward Snowden. I think that's what we want out of every great actor, and he succeeds in that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much
everything
there's to discuss about the movie.
It's definitely not a pass.
Not a pass, and not one of Oliver Stone's shitters either.
But I will say, if you want to wait till you can see it for free, or you can rent it for a cheaper price, we're not telling you guys to rush to the theater. But it is a story worth understanding, especially understanding it from the point of view of the man who made these choices. And if you call yourself an American or a patriotic American, it would be great to go see a story about someone who actually did something very patriotic outside of the battlefield.
Overall, if you like this review, definitely subscribe below. We will be watching more and more movies as the season continues. If there's any suggestions that you guys have, let us know. We might watch it. I'll try, maybe.
You can talk shit in the comments.
yeah, for sure. Ask
right
us,
ahead.
Tell us what you thought about the movie. If there's anything that you noticed, any weird continuity errors or anything like that, we'd love to find out. Thanks for viewing. Thanks for watching.
See ya.
Bye.
Cool. That good? You have enough stuff up.